Good morning. Pasadena was not considered that nice in 1970 when my parents moved here. It was affordable, close to downtown LA, and they felt like it might be a good place to bring up a family. There were 3 of us then, and my second brother was born in 1972. I remember that day at age 8 as one of the happiest days of my life. We all went to a racially and ethnically public school. We ran around barefoot in the streets, made forts and treasure maps of the Arroyo Seco with all the neighborhood kids. We had dirty feet and hands. We drifted in and out of the homes on our street as if they were our own. We knew we could knock on anyone's door. We were safe, and we belonged in our neighborhood, in our community. Riding our bikes to Mahari's with $1.50 in our pockets for a cheese quesadilla provided me with a glimpse of independence. Long summer nights and warm nights roller skating what seemed to be all the way across town to visit my sister at Baskin-Robbins on Lake Avenue felt free and fun. We were all different ages, but we were a team. School integration had allowed us to mix and mingle through the years, so by high school we had friends all over Pasadena, Altadena, and beyond. Different races, languages, cultures, socioeconomic backgrounds, and unique family combinations. We all just went to school together. We played on the same sports teams, organized fundraisers, and attended dances. We learned about life, and we grew up together, a connection that bonded us. That's what Pasadena was for me, this encompassing sense of belonging, where families and friends had lived for many years caring about and for one another, sharing their lives, creating connections, building friendships, and weaving together a sense of community. So after college, I moved to Spain to learn Spanish for what I thought might be a couple of years. But as we know, life has its own path, and I settled in Spain and started a family. Immersed in the Spanish culture and language, working and living in both languages and feeling fully integrated, 35 years passed. There were aspects I embraced: family connections and gatherings, the healthy Mediterranean diet, long hours with families and friends, month-long summer holidays, and the ability to travel across the country, savoring foods and wines and embracing the traditions of the different regions. But there were aspects that I never got used to. Starting the day at 9 a.m., ending with dinner at 9 p.m., life in a big bustling city, and those blazing summer temperatures in Madrid. And although there is a strong sense of family, I really miss the culture of volunteerism and community engagement like we have here. I had family and friends, neighbors, work colleagues, and my treasured running friends who helped me power through 15 marathons in 20 years. I had built a life, and I had learned to belong in Spain. It was home. I learned so many important lessons there. Family connectedness and multi-generational living is in the same home is the norm. Families prioritize staying in the same area, living close to one another, supporting and taking care of each other. Adult circles were comprised of school friends and cousins, a beautiful sense of community, cohesion, and care. We returned home almost every summer to ensure my daughters developed a loving relationship with their grandparents, my siblings, and my extended family. I wanted so bad for them to grow up bilingual and bicultural. But even as the years slipped by, I continued to feel that pull in both directions. Every time I boarded the airplane, returning to my happy life in Spain, I wondered, what would my life have been in Pasadena? Where would I be living? What would I be doing? The feeling typically passed, but every time I came home to Pasadena, my community, my happy place, I felt that pull. So in 2021, my daughters now launched and independent, I made that bold decision to come home, to stay. When I shared my plans with my loved ones, they rejoiced, but worried, Pasadena is different now. It isn't what it was when you used to live here. Life is different in the States. I concluded that for 35 years, I had seen the Spanish society transition from a dictatorship to a democracy, from those cold, sleepy winter months with señoras doing their shopping dressed in black, to a vibrant city full of life, museums, and all-nighters until the wee hours of the morning. I figured I'd be able to deal with a little bit of change around Pasadena. My mother even feared that 3 months in, I'd announce, I can't do it, I'm going back to Spain. But she didn't realize the power of coming home, the importance of connectedness, and that pull of shared belonging that Father Gregory Boyle of Homeboy Industries so beautifully refers to. The cultural ties that gently bind, that I did not even know existed. But she did know about the power of family ties and love, for it was she and my father who taught me those values, and Spain who instilled them in my being. And so I returned to this warm and welcoming community that I had grown up in, familiar names and places and shared memories. Baskin-Robbins is still there. I don't get any free ice cream though. Old Pasadena is now a vibrant commercial center. The smell of the Arroyo Seco in the early morning hours is enough to make anyone feel home. I was welcomed by friendly faces, and the love and comfort of my family helped me to feel and understand that I was home. So 4 years later, I'm still overwhelmed by this feeling of belonging and warmth in my heart of being home, connected to my family, my community, and my culture. Friends are now spread all over Pasadena, Altadena, and neighboring communities, but they're still here, sharing their lives and families and acknowledging the history and legacy of this special place. Community events and summer concerts in the park pull me into that artistic, intellectual, and creative vibe that exists in Altadena. I visit my parents, buy bread at the bakery, and meet friends for dinner. That same cohesion and connection of both families and friends that had grounded me in Spain makes Altadena feel warm and familiar. Altadena today is the community that I described when I was growing up, a place where neighbors and families and friends all know each other. They borrow a cup of sugar and they share pizza and beer in the summer afternoons, and the children join forces to take the neighborhood with games, noise, and chaos. Home expands way beyond the four walls of one's home. So what we do know how to do well here is to build community, connectedness, and belonging. Coretta Scott King said, "The greatness of a community is accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." And it is exactly what we have seen in recent times. The people, the churches, the nonprofits, and the clubs have all come together to support one another. We know the only way forward towards healing, rebuilding, and creating an environment where neighborhoods can be rewoven and connected is together. Family and community are the cornerstones of well-being and the pillars of support, identity, and resilience. Our connectedness and shared values will allow us to rebuild our community with dignity, compassion, and a commitment to reweave those cultural ties that bind together. Again, in the words of Father Gregory Boyle, we can only be well if we are all well. There is no them and us. There is only us. We all belong to each other. We begin there. So I ask, what are we all doing for our community? It starts today. It starts now. Thank you.